What's up, noob crew? Thanks for clicking. Welcome to another video. In this video, I'm going to do, so I've got the 104009. I can't remember what the number is now. I think it's the 104009. This is probably the best Wltoys there is. It's a nice little monster truck. It goes well, and the only reason I didn't like, well, I did like it. I loved it, but for me, it had two weak points. One was parts availability, getting hold of them. You can get them. They're getting a bit more in there now. They just bought out a brushless version of this as well, which is very expensive. I don't think I'm going to, I've brushless converted this one. I don't think I'm going to go buy the brushless version unless you guys really want me to, but it's just they're starting to get a lot of money. These Wltoys were really good because they were cheap and good cars. They're still good cars, but the prices are going up and up and up, and I think that's mainly with postage. I don't think it's they're trying to make more money out of us. I think it's just the postage you're getting from China to this country, because Banggood include the postage costs usually in the price of the car, and I think that's what it is. But anyway, that was parts, but that's getting a bit better. The other one was, we have metal suspension arms and a plastic chassis. Now, those of you that know, and I've found out, is that these metal arms are strong. It's good, you don't break suspension arms, but the force goes up that arm and into the chassis, and I snapped my chassis here across the back. I've not seen anybody else break a chassis. Have you not got? It's a weird one, but they do. But they definitely break. They're cheap. There's only I think it was £5.30 posted to this country for a chassis. It was so cheap I bought two, but still a bit annoying. But someone on AliExpress has made this, which is a bash bar. It's not the thickest aluminium, but it fits on there like that, and I'm hoping that what it will do is make this car a bit stronger. The other option, I'm going to start wrenching while I talk. The other option, of course, is you could buy, this car is the same as a 12481, the yellow and blue one anyway. It's the same car as that. So what you could do is you could put the plastic arms off of that onto this, and that would make it, well, it would make it stronger, but it means it would break the arms, not the chassis. Like I said, the chassis is not expensive, but it's just the fact of having to change the chassis. You've got to literally take everything off this car, which is not really hard to do, but you know, it's one of them. Do you really want to be taking it apart? And I say it did break fairly easily, although I was at a skate park. So I suppose if you didn't take it to a skate park, or brushless convert it, because I did that as well. If you didn't brushless convert it or take it to a skate park, then it would be okay. But to be honest, if with the brushless version coming out, if anyone buys that, surely it's just going to break them even more. And like I say, very cheap to replace, but quite annoying. You know, you don't want to have to come back every time you use it and put a chassis on. That would just be rubbish. But I'm hoping that this should be a quick fix, really. That's why I'm doing it while I'm talking. Looks like it just goes on there. I don't know what it's made out of. Mild steel, I guess. It's not, you know, we're not talking no MTC racing stuff here. But it was very cheap. I think it was £8.50 posted to the UK. It took about 15 days. I've noticed AliExpress are having a bit of a 15-day sort of delivery at the moment, which is pretty good really from China to get stuff to your door with 15 days. Don't know how long it will last for, if it's just a sort of gimmicky thing, but might be worth, if you want anything for Christmas. Obviously we're getting into October now, might be a good time to start thinking about getting your stuff for Christmas. Now I am definitely waffling because I've almost done this now, and I just wanted to do it whilst I was talking. And if you don't enjoy wrenching, RC is probably not the hobby for you, because you will break all your cars. One more screw and we will be done. The screws seem long enough. The bash plate doesn't come with any screws, but the bash plate is tapered, so you could get some longer screws that are tapered, but these seem to go in okay. They're all doing up nice and tight. So that's that really. So there we have it. Attached. Done. Whilst talking to you. Don't know how long it took. hopefully a couple of minutes. I think the idea is to leave that on because it's got cutouts for the lights. It gives the bumper a bit of a protection as well, and in theory should make the whole thing a bit stronger. So you know what we've got to do now, we've got to find out if it is stronger. So to the skate park. Okay, so here we are. We're running it today on a 3S battery. They do take a 3S battery. One of the usual ones I have, Wltoys, link in the description if you want one. It doesn't fit amazingly well. I've had to tape this one in. It does fit, but the way the door mechanism goes on the floor means it doesn't fit very well. But you know, it does work. I do love this little car, especially on a 3S battery. It's a bit wet today, and I've got a lot of grip. Crash! First crash of the day, and it survived. Oh, that was a crash. Oh, smooth, baby, smooth. A 3S battery might have been a bad move because it is wet, it's very wet. That was hard. Okay, I've never been on the backflip ramp with it. Let's see if it'll do some little backflips. Okay, it did. It didn't land where I wanted it to, but okay. That was cool. Yeah, wet sort of plasticky ramps don't work as well. It does do some cool backflips though. Whee! That was a hard crash. The fans don't last too long on your ESC on these unless you cut a hole in the roof. Should we go over the... Let's go over the big jump. Oh, some water there. Luckily everything's waterproof. He says hopefully. Really is a fun little basher this, and I'm hoping this bar makes it stronger. Oh dear, that's killed it. And for a small little car, it really does take the beating. Apart from the power switch keeps getting knocked off. Ooh, landed on the bash bar there. I say this bash bar is not made of the strongest material, but I'm hoping it just gives it enough, because it wasn't particularly weak. I give it quite a bit of abuse before. There we are. Transition between the two. Wow, that was a crash. Okay, we've popped a drawing shaft out. So there's 3 wheels on our wagon now. I did want to send it to the moon, but I don't think it's going to go into the moon on 3-wheel drive. Let me give it a go. What's the worst that can happen? No, it won't make it on 3 wheels. Oh, that's a shame. It's still quite usable, even with 3-wheel drive, you know. I know it's not doing the diffs any good, but, you know, it's a cheap toy. Oh, that smashed something, didn't it? Let's have a look what that broke. We have debris. Oh, it's the body shell. Okay, so landing it on the front was not a good idea. The bash bar held up alright, but the body shell didn't. Still goes though. Well, luckily you can actually get parts for these now. Not too bad, so we could do with a new body shell. Well, we can now anyway. Whee! Oh. It's actually remarkably good, this little car. I always forget how remarkably good it is. Even with 3-wheel drive, it's still quite bashable. Oh, hit the power switch again. Oh, no, she's off. I think we're getting probably close to thermal cutout. Oh, we've lost the battery. Okay, yeah, now we look like a proper basher. So, yeah, the body shell didn't do too well. Light's still there though. It's quite mean. But on the plus side, we took some quite heavy hits on there. You can see where it's been scratching it, and it has kept the chassis in one piece. The chassis is not broken, and we had some bad landings there. So I'm going to say that's a bit of a win. That's a bit of a win. Okay guys, well we'll call that it I think for today. That's not a bad little thing. Ooh. That's not a bad little thing, that bash bar. It's very cheap. I think it was like 8-9 quid, something like that. Shipped across from AliExpress, and it's done the job. I say I broke the chassis before on the other skate park, and that's not as bad as this skate park. And I've done some very bad crashes here, hence the body shell. But I don't mind. I'll get a new body shell. I might even get the new 3S body shell if that's available. Sorry, the new brushless body shell if that's available, just to see if it looks any cooler, because I think that and the wheels is probably, and the brushless motor is probably the only difference. So if you haven't got one of these ones are cheaper, and you can put your own brushless system in, or you can buy the brushless one. I just think they're a little bit expensive with the postage now. But other than that, bash bar works well. That's it for today. My name's Ben, this is Noob RC. I'll see you in the next one.